Welcome to my channel. This video is how to ruffle 10-inch mesh for a wreath and also how to attach chenille stems to a wreath form. Please consider joining my YouTube family by subscribing and don't forget to tap that bell for notifications on my uploads and live streams. I'll be using this cute Halloween print 10-inch mesh and I'm cutting it at 24 inches long, but I slide it over slightly before I cut it. That way I have some extra room on the mesh on the mat to cut it. And if you don't have a rotary cutter like I have, you can use scissors. That's what I used to use. Not even 6 months ago, that's what I used. Just try to cut it at a straight line as possible. That will reduce the fraying. So go through and cut your first 12 pieces. Now this is what's left on my roll, and I need 2 more pieces. So instead of cutting 20 inches long and having a little bit left over on the roll, I'm going to measure out what's left on the roll, and then I'm just going to cut that in half. But you see how this is messed up where it's connected to the roll, so I'm just going to cut that messed up part off first. And now I'm going to just fold it over so I know exactly where the half is. Now you could mark that and then use your rotary cutter, but in this instance I'm just going to cut it with my scissors. So these definitely came out, they're probably closer to 30 inches long. So when you attach these 2 long pieces to your wreath, try to attach them on opposite ends of your wreath. Now to prepare your wreath form, you want to attach your chenille stems, and this wreath form has 6 sections and it has 4 wires. I need 14 chenille stems. At first, I'm going to attach 6 on the inner middle wire at the crosswire. The reason why I'm doing it at the crosswire is because I won't have to worry about these chenille stems moving around, plus it's already evenly marked around the wreath form, so you know those 6 are even around the wreath form. Now for the other, let me do these real quick. Show that really fast. Okay, now I'm ready for the other 8, and as you see, I'm going around the bottom 2 wires of the wreath form, so the outer wire and the outer middle wire, and try to tie it tightly. Give it a couple of good twists, and that will make sure that it won't slide around. If it does, you can add a little hot glue to the wire and the chenille stem. Now what I'm doing is I'm just folding it over. You can fold it over to the left or right, doesn't matter. And that's going to give you a guide on where to attach the next chenille stem. So I got that idea from Southern Wreath. I think it's Southern Wreath and More. She's listed on my people I'm subscribed to if you want to look for her. She's got some really good wreath tutorials. So you just want to go all the way around and attach these 8 so as evenly as possible. They don't have to be perfect. So now I'm ready to roll my mesh, roll and ruffle. So you want to do this straightly. I flip mine upside down, and see, you don't want to go sideways, it's going to mess it up. So I flip it upside down and I give it a good roll or 2, and then I start ruffling. And giving it that roll on the ends is going to not only reduce your fraying or being able to see any fraying, but it gives us a really pretty ruffle. For some reason, just ruffling or curling those ends like that just gives it that pretty little curl at the ends, and it just makes a nicer ruffle. It just gives it a different look, a real pretty look, because I've done my ruffles just all the way across without curling the ends, and then this way, and this is my preferred method. Plus, like I said, you won't get as much fraying by doing this. So you just want to attach those ruffles to your wreath form, and you can do it however you want. I'm just going back and forth on those chenille stems. But make sure when you attach your ruffle that you flip it back over. If you roll and curl it upside down like I do, make sure you're flipping it over to attach it correctly on the wreath form, because you want those curls under. So again, you're going to have 14 ruffles. And I mixed up my sheet, or my pieces of mesh, that way those long pieces would be on opposite ends of the wreath form. And see how nice and full it is? Okay, so I had planned on showing the entire video of decorating it. That right there, that fuzzy lollipop, is something I made, and I have a video tutorial for that. I also made the witch's hat, but for some reason I was having GoPro issues and I did not get the bow did not turn out. Most of the decorating the wreath did not show up. So I may just redo the wreath later on and show that as a separate video. If not, I apologize for that. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and like. Please be kind to others, and happy crafting!